I am dying laughing at myself because I just spent the last 35 minutes trying to figure out how to put on eyelashes. I keep buying the eyelashes and then I get too scared to put them on and then something expires and then I come back and I try them and I'm like, right, this is why I don't do this, because let's just say it is not a skill that I have. And I almost glued my eyes shut. So I just had to take off all my makeup and put on concealer again. And then I had to remind myself, and if you are also a woman of a certain age, I am 43, I will be 44 this year. I have over a decade of experience in tech. I got a couple decades of dealing with people, and it is not my job to be the prettiest woman in the room anymore. Repeat after me. It is not my job. Follow the bouncing ball. It is not my job to be the prettiest woman in the room anymore. That is a young woman's game. And again, I'm not throwing shade at any other 40-year-olds. There are many that look much, much better than me and have figured out this situation. I'm not one of them. And that's okay. 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 Whatever the tapping is. Y'all, I have got to pull it together. Anywho, all of this was literally just to come make a video responding to a Reddit post. So I'm going to do that now. But bless their heart. Bless their heart. Remember, I'm from the South. So bless your heart sometimes means, oh, you sweet peanut. And today that is exactly what this means. Oh, you sweet peanut. All right. How long do websites have left? So this is my real account on Reddit. This is the one that I reply with. This is the one that I hope is my professional account. So I'm obviously on UX design. I'm on accessibility. I'm on user experience. On all the subreddits, also squirrels and charcuterie boards. That'll tell you something about me. I love squirrels and charcuterie boards. What's wrong with that? This one was precious. And I just this moment noticed that this was actually posted by a veteran. So the subreddit flair is something along the lines of, if you're a veteran, like you've got at least 10 years of experience or like more than 8, something like that. Like you've been around the block a couple of times. And I got to be honest, I laughed so hard when I saw this. I was super zooted. So let's be real, I laughed at everything. But come on, look at this question. What do you mean, how long do websites have left? I don't care if, and again, doing some quick math, like I started in my UX career, in my tech career really late. I got into it at 31 and I obviously, I don't know about you career changers, but career changer was a mess. I'm like, I'm never going to be able to figure it out. I'm too old. Girl, I look back at 31 and I'm like, if only I was still 31. Would you go back and do this again if you could take all of the knowledge back to like your 15-year-old self and like do that whole experience again? I only say I wouldn't because I don't know who I would have become. And I might not have met the person that I am deeply, madly, truly in love with. I may not have found my way to Portland, Oregon. I may not have experienced going to over 50 countries in the world. Like, there's a lot of reasons where I'm grateful to be where I am and experience it on the timeline with which I've experienced it. But I have to assume, even if this person is a veteran and has 8 years of experience, maybe they went into UX earlier in their career and maybe they're only 28 to 30 or something. Y'all. Okay, so let's read this. I'm watching the Google keynote and I can't help but wonder how much legs a typical website has left. I'm getting the impression that soon all products will just be a database of structured data and media. Baby, that is all of them. It's just how you display it. And some kind of AI-driven medium processor will produce its own UX, UI conversational environment, probably tuned to your own personal preferences automatically. And we're going to put the T or the G instead of the T and see automatically. In this case, I don't see a role of a UX designer here, but rather just media production vibes, logistics, and other things that go into business administration. Ding. Point number 1, we should definitely all understand how a business is administrated. This is actually like the secret sauce behind everything I've done, is that I understand how the business runs because I'm curious, because I ask questions, because I go find out more information. And yeah, you should, I mean, vibes aside, it's going to be the new word that everyone hates in a year, but logistics and production, product management. Like, how do we get from idea to consumer paying us money for whatever it is that we're selling? Well, you should know about that. I'm not saying you should be an expert in that, but yeah, you should know all of this. So like nothing's going to change. Access to products will be behind an AI subscription paywall, so advertising will likely become deprecated in this environment. Woohoo! Yeah, it's probably okay that ads going to get deprecated. And competition would just be based around vibes, reviews, and price. What's wrong with that? People should be able to find their people that have the same vibe. I'm probably not going to get marketed to and pay money to companies that are on like the super conservative end of the spectrum. That's normal. There is no way for all products to have human saturation just across the board. It's not possible, and it would be weird if it was. All right. Seems likely that the top dogs will end up winning this fight as they can drive prices down. All prices are going to be driven down by the advancement of technology. That is literally how it works since the industrialization, since agriculturalization of humanity. Prices for everything, the human cost of everything goes down. And they'll have to if we're looking at continued layoffs and quite possibly a massive economic collapse of the middle class who no longer have discretionary funds for boutique merch, live events, etc. Oh my gosh. Okay, so clearly someone's got something brewing in the background about their anxiety about life, the universe, and everything. And also, can I please tell you that the number one tip I can give for you to not stress out about this is stop watching the news. Stop watching it. There's nothing you can do about it. And there are actions that you can take on an individual level, but just watching it and getting all riled up and fucked up and posting on Reddit is not going to be the way that you're going to survive this. So anywho, if Gen Z is leading the charge on preferring the simulated experience, how will markets in flesh space, meat space is how we would say it, IRL is how we would say it in the 90s, continue to be sustainable? Will people be able to travel, see live shows, want to talk to flawed humans over elevated and safe artificial bots? Again, how does this have to do with the website? Like, you are spiraling down. Calm down. It seems inevitable that principled, user-focused, and handcrafted UI design, okay, so artisanal, that many of us have cultivated a career in will become extinct very shortly. But many others are endangered too. I could see myself possibly pivoting to some kind of localized trade like HVAC maintenance, but how will the economic state of things look if the lower/middle class can't even afford routine maintenance due to their own careers becoming obsolete? Okay, so now you're not talking about websites. You're literally talking about the collapse of civilization. First, you said that principled, user-focused, I'm going to let go of the handcrafted UI design. Calm down. If you're not using tools to do better and grow your skills and adapt to whatever's happening in the market, then yeah, you're going to be left behind. But principled and user-focused, we're never going to not need you. So calm down. Handcrafted, you used to draw things out because we didn't have the technology that we have now. Just because new tools are coming out, does that mean you stop having hands and you stop having thoughts and you stop having the ability to create things? Like, what's your existential crisis here? And then many others are in danger too. I could see myself pivoting to another career. Yes, please pivot to another career. The last thing I read a few months ago is that the new millionaire class is HVAC, service-based businesses. Why do you think I'm building an agency to provide services for other companies? They need them. People know their zone of genius. They don't know everything else. And I certainly do not know how to fix the HVAC. I could pretend to Google a little bit, but let's be real. I'm calling the person who knows how to do this well. So, extrapolation. All right, all this to say, I can't help but to think this leads to a massive economic upset of tech oligarchs and peasantry in a very short amount of time. I'd appreciate your thoughts. Maybe I'm having an existential crisis. Yes, you're having an existential crisis. Oh my God, calm down. I don't know the timeline of these things, but I've done a ton of reading on the subject and the tea leaves are aligning in spooky ways that is hard to ignore. First of all, I love you. I love you because you're not alone. And I love that you're a veteran in the industry who is saying, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. And I completely respect that. But your original question based on Google Keynote and all of come on, you've been to conferences before. They blow so much smoke to get you hyped. And then the delivery is, shall we say, lacking. So this is more hype. Figma just released a bunch of features that I hear aren't even that awesome. They're not done yet. Also, Amazon used to be really good at this. I'm pretty sure they still are. I'm trying my best not to give all of my money to Jeff Bezos. It's the painted door test. Don't build the whole product. Paint the door and see if people go knock on it. See if people are excited about it. It's just a test, kind of like Figma slides may or may not stick around. I'm not saying it won't, and I'm not saying it will. I'm saying that we will continue to have evolution of our tools, and that's okay. Now, the part that I read and giggled so hard at is the principled, user-focused people who can create handcrafted UI. They will become extinct. First of all, do you think that there is going to be a mass extinction event, like a meteorite, I don't remember, doesn't matter, that killed the dinosaurs? There is no likelihood that some people are just going to become extinct, like you're just not going to be useful. You are going to make small pivots. Small pivots are like turning 15 degrees as opposed to 180 degrees. We're going to make small pivots, and people are going to start to specialize in different things. I started specializing in accessibility a couple of years ago. This hasn't been my whole career. I've just been interested in the principled, user-focused part of this. Now go back to the websites. How much life does a typical website have left? I don't know about you, but my parents are in their 60s. My partner's parents are in their 80s, and they're not going to swap to an invisible conversational environment anytime quickly. We just got them set up with some lights that can coordinate with those home assistant devices so that they don't fall down on their way to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Now they can say, "Mama, I need to go to the bathroom." And then the lights turn on at 10% in the bedroom, the bathroom, and in the hallway. It's a safety issue. And it took forever for them to get over the mic fright of speaking what they needed, even a basic sentence. Do you think they're going to suddenly be like, yes, I am into the UX, the AI, the goggles, immersing myself in an environment? No. And just because Gen Z may be leading the charge on preferring a simulated experience, you think the rest of us dinosaurs aren't going to want to meet in meet space or in a bulletin board, or suddenly like Reddit's going to be like, what is that group? It's like a cute little environment where we all have little 8-bit characters and we can walk around and talk to people, and it's in like an online interface, but it looks like a classroom or something. Whatever that's called, it's adorable. They're struggling with adoption too, just like every other platform. Please don't stress about this. Please stop worrying about this. You spending these brain cycles on something that is so far in the future that we haven't even figured out the path to get there yet, and how you're going to solve the problem that hasn't actually come to reality yet, is just aging you, my love. Like, I promise you, your skin will clear up and your heart will feel lighter if you just let go of some of this. It's totally okay to ask questions. It's totally okay to think about it, but stressing about it is not going to prevent or stave off any advancements in technology. And frankly, we don't want to stave off some of these advancements in technology. I think because we get very myopic about what we experience, we think we're having a very similar experience to someone else, and that's simply not true. Just like we tell our stakeholders, you are not the user, you are not the only person having this experience, and your experience and that Gen Z person's experience are going to be very, very different. In fact, if I go to a concert and someone else I know goes to the same concert, they're going to have totally different experiences from me. I might have a better view. I might be higher above the stage. I might be at stage level. I might be next to the guy who's farting all night. That person they're sitting next to doesn't know how to clean their washing machine, and therefore their clothes smell like mold. Please know that you need to dry out those front load washers. That's a side note, but whatever. Like, everyone's going to have a different experience, and it's totally okay that some people are going to enjoy this UX that is intangible. But me, I'm still betting on websites being around for many years. There's something to all of this, and it's not going to be the same for all of us, but hopefully this brief and moderately positive rant can help you understand that, like, baby cakes, we're gonna be okay. And this is only an opportunity for us to learn and grow and not be fearful of the future. But I also can tell you, like, websites are gonna be around for at least, I think, the rest of my life. I hope this is helpful. I hope it brought a smile to your face. I've had too much coffee today, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, love you, bye.